Well, I thought we'd better come back down here and give these ladies a little top up and see how they're getting on with our feeding. You're meant to do this every week, but I think it's already been a week and a half or so. Gosh, I need to put this in my blooming phone so it can beep at me and go, hurry up, bush bee man, get and feed some people. We'll have a look and hopefully we've stimulated a bit of growth and we'll give them a bit more food, a bit more sugar, a bit more Hive Alive. I think we've got some pollen we're going to put out here somewhere as well so they can have a nibble on that. Not that I've actually got anything to do this, but I was reading on the directions of the Hive Alive packet that if you want to get excited, you can spray them with the sugar syrup. And so if they're really sad and really hungry and they're not really taking your food, you can give them a spray with a bottle. If I think they've got to that point, they're probably knackered. But anyway, who knows? Maybe not. I suppose I should put a bee suit on. What do you reckon? Shall we put a bee suit on? Yeah, okay, cool. Otherwise it could be a bit exciting. The old bag's getting a bit sad. She's trying to burn. Yeah, I tell you what. You used a few matches back in the day when you were trying to light your smokers. Now we've got these bloody blow torches. We were just commenting that it's kind of cool when you got your bee suit on. At least it keeps the flies away. Keeps the girls away from your head. Keeps the flies out of your face. Wonder if we could market them. How do you reckon we'd go with a whole heap of people walking around bee suits on to keep the flies off instead of the corks? Maybe actually that's probably not a new idea at all. There's probably already someone you can buy. I saw a guy on the roadworks the other day. He had his hat on with his mesh. So I think I've missed me moment. Anyway, yet another good idea wasted. We got a bloke at Rock and Roll Dancing that does that in one of the songs. We do this line dance to the train. And he goes, toot toot, to one of the songs. Yeah, it's so cute. Anyway, we're just going to have a bit of a peekaboo and see if we've stimulated a bit of excitement with the girls. So that's the plan, of course. These are all the ones that when we did the requeening, these queens didn't take, so they're on about their second or third requeening. So it's like, blue. Anyway, they've ended up here in this little bit of paradise and we're going to rescue what we can. Hello, ladies. Go away. We're busy. Go away. Well, there's still bees in here, that's a good start. And they've emptied the feeder. We've got enough room here because we don't need to actually take a frame out. There's a bit of the nectar that they would have stored up. There's a few gums starting to flower now, so they get a little bit of natural nectar as well, which is good. They're all singing a song. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds. Oh, sorry, that's the other show. If you're wondering what the other show is, you can click on the True Rhymes. It's coming back because we're working on some new content just for you lot. Oh, here's some little ladies. They're looking pretty good actually, considering they weren't really laying anything before. So they've laid up some brood and capped it off. So that's good. That's going to increase their workforce. Cool, so I figure we'll go along, we'll take all our lids off because it's not too cold a day, then we can get our syrup with our additive in and pop a bit more in and hopefully boost them up and keep at that until, well, I suppose until the end of autumn or until the weather goes weird. Thing to remember is because it's a 1-to-1 mix, they still have to have enough warmth to actually fan the stuff to get it into a nectar form, which makes it easier for them to organise. But so you got to be careful you don't give them. Like, no good doing this in the middle of winter. That's why we're here now, trying to get them ready for the winter, not necessarily trying to save them in the middle of winter. And there's still some nice young larvae that they've just laid up, so they're fattening up. I reckon the interesting thing is there's not a lot of eggs, because they've obviously just gone boom, and they've said, heck, here's some food. Oh, good, there's one. I was wondering if they're bringing in any pollen. In amongst, of course, you're giving them some sugar syrup. They need some pollen to make their bee bread, so otherwise you're gonna have all fizz and no bubble. No, what is it? All bubble and no fizz. I don't know what that's saying is. It's some stupid shit like that, isn't it? Oh, there's a nice pattern. Hang on, I'll just make sure the boss isn't on here, and then we'll shake it off and show you. Oh, that's a nice pattern. Look at that. She must have been quite happy there. It's still a bit spotty where the old comb is. I mean, these old frames are about ready to get changed out. I just didn't change them out. Because as I was saying, the bloomin' neck, these have been redone a few times, and so I figure, well, I don't want to take any of their stores away from them. But when they come out of spring, the ones that are alive, we'll change a few frames out of here, get some nice fresh frames, and they'll bounce into spring like you wouldn't believe. Oh, oh, they look happy. Oh, these bloody cheap queen excluders, they have a struggle. I reckon they padded them out. Now these two are a bit weak, I reckon, when we came here. That was obviously very weak, it didn't even get a feeder. Oh, golly heck. Anyway, this is the fun of beekeeping. See what I mean? That's how many queen cells I ended up with. It was ridiculous. These poor jolly hive, I think we're up to 4 queens in this one. She's jolly, could never get back home. I don't know what the hell. She was always eaten by a dragonfly somewhere on the way, return trip. Oh, but I guess that's the thing with beekeeping though, you got to have a few reserves, because if people get this wrong idea when they see a beehive. What's it called? I suppose it's still a beehive in a gum tree or a tree in a hollow in a tree, and they think, well, that blooming thing's been there for 100 years and never had any trouble. You silly bloody apiarists are doing all sorts of damage by letting your bees die. That's not the reality. The reality is that the bees come and go in that jolly natural environment all the time. They die out in the seed of summer, and then a new swarm turns up in spring, and you would never know whether they're the same bees or not, except for sometimes when you go past, and the last time you were there they were friendly, and the next time you go past they sting your ass off, so that'll give you a hint that they've changed. Well, I'm thinking I brought some little jugs, so I figured I'll actually, I don't know whether it's going to be any quicker or slower. I was going to put the jugs to take to the bloody feeder. I guess I could just bring the feeder to the pot too, but anyway, I thought this might work. Born free.
Are these mum's jugs?
No, I'm pretty sure they're my jugs, but they might be mum's. They're in the shed all covered in crap, so they're mine now. No, they'd be mine because they've got platinum egg on them. Mind you, anything's possible. Anyway, that's technical as to it. We've been married that long, I figure everything's everybody's. I'm not that sure she actually agrees with that terminology. Oh. Hello, everybody. Look at all their little faces. You're all sitting there going, food. Look at that, perfect. One would assume they're 3 litre feeders, since it's a 3 litre jug. I guess you could get all excited and kind of say you're meant to have a comparison as to whether the sugar feeding does any good or not. But I can guarantee you that if you're hungry, you need feeding. That's just how it is, even if you're only a bee. Let's got our little princesses sorted out. I reckon they're starting to look good. The ones that have made it so far are starting to pick up with our feed. You never know if you never go or something. Wasn't that the sign? That was some crazy ad we used to have down here in Oz. But anyway, I think if you're going to be beekeeping, sometimes you just got to take the bull by the horns and run with it.